We up. What's going on? Who Day on this Sunday, September 7th. The boys got that dub. By any means. I don't care if it was 17, 16, 1 point. Oh, they should have smashed the Browns. But allegedly, the Browns got the Bengals number. And they were supposed to have it today. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sitting there like, here we go. Everybody want to discredit the defense, you know what I'm saying? Like, the defense got to play better. The defense got to do this. You know what I'm saying? And they struggled in the first half, you know what I'm saying? Defense started out how we expected. But what I like, even though they might have gave up some plays, the defense was tackling. It's one of the things that I gripe about a lot. And not only that, they gave me extra on top of the tackling. They got 2 turnovers. So they gifted Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, etc., the offense, they gifted them possessions. In the first half, you know what I'm saying? First possession, a nice little 7+ minute drive, you know what I'm saying? Great way to start it. Cleveland came back with a 9-something drive, you know what I'm saying? They finished off the rest of the first quarter and carried over into the second. And so we all tied up. And, but what I want to get to is the offense stalled. I think in the second half on like 3 consecutive drives. They only scored with special teams, you know what I'm saying, but we only scored 3 points in the second half. Gotta make that. But yeah, offense stalled. It's one of the things that, like I said, I griped about. People want to gripe about the defense and they need to play better. You know what I'm saying? They need to get stops. They did that. Granted, it was in the second half, but that's when the crunch time, second half, especially if you slow down in the first half and then Cleveland getting the ball to start the second half. Cleveland scored to end the second half. I mean, to end the first half, you know what I'm saying, and got the ball, like I said, got the ball to start the second half. Came down and did what they needed to do. Made it close. But the Bengals came out on top. 17-16 final, 1-0. Instead of and they also bringing up the Zach Taylor regime is, in week 1's 1-11. All right, 2-11 ain't much better, but it's better than being 1-12. Now we gotta definitely go 2-0 next week. You know what I'm saying? Because they also addressed it that the first two weeks, the Bengals are horrible. But I think they were saying going into this game, I think Zach Taylor, Joe Burrow, 1-5 in Cleveland, 2-5 now. Again, not much better, but it's better than being 1-6. So you're showing some progressions, you know what I'm saying? But the offense has to sustain drives. You can't stall. And again, when the defense do their job, shout out to Joe Burrow, you know what I'm saying, giving credit to the defense for this win and recognizing that they have to do better. That's it. Fans, we can sit up here and gripe. We watch the game, you know what I'm saying, we have our point of view, but we don't play. We're just fans, you know what I'm saying, and we want our team to do better, you know what I'm saying. Oh, they can't win games like this, you know what I'm saying. Well, obviously they can. The thing is, when the defense is making plays, again, they did Achilles heel. A lot of experts say like, oh, the Bengals defense don't have to be top 10, not even. They got to be middle of the pack. You know what I'm saying? They got to be good enough to do what they did today. Although in the second half, we would like to see it throughout the game, but they made the plays when they needed to. And again, gifting the offense the ball. And then again, just like last year, y'all blamed the defense last year in New England. Granted, they can take some fault, but you can't stall on drives. And in that game that they lost, that everybody's claimed that they kept the Bengals out of the playoffs, the offense stalled in them games. And I had a night following week in week 2, go out the Arrowhead and put up a nice little battle. And it came down to a questionable call on defense, you know what I'm saying, PI. But Bengals improved and played better. But the defense was the defense. And but going back to week 1 of that New England game, I'm saying the offense, you can't stall. Because you know they're going to talk about how much money the offense getting paid. Well, they should invest more into the defense. You know what I'm saying? This and that, this and that. Granted, you know what I'm saying? Maybe. But meanwhile, you know what I'm saying? We have the roster that we have. And then again, all this praise, 30 plus. And think about it. You know what I'm saying? You can talk all that. Oh, this is a 30-point a game, 30-plus point game on offense. You know what I'm saying? But they also lost 8 games scoring that many. I think a couple of them, you know what I'm saying, they got their butts whooped, you know what I'm saying, with the NFC East, you know what I'm saying, the Eagles and the Commanders, you know what I'm saying, 2 playoff teams. And then again, they were just in shootouts, you know what I'm saying, and again, you know what I'm saying, defense was out there too much because 3 and outs by the offense, you know what I'm saying, again, when the defense, who is suspect, gifts you, you don't take that for granted. You go and score. You go out there and freaking score. You know what I'm saying? Now a lot of people will say the Elves, the Browns kicker gifted us. You know what I'm saying? We got lucky. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you hear people that played and people that talk about it. I say it a lot. It takes some luck to win in the NFL. Something that you and I, assuming you never played in the NFL, you know what I'm saying, don't know nothing about. But we study the game. We students, you know what I'm saying, and we enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? We want to be entertained. So I got to win. I got a dub. We can shake some narratives off, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, the Bengals do have to play better. Zach Taylor, my coach, got to call plays better. I don't know what was some of them plays. Man, got away from running the power. Yeah, let's get back to running. And again, they're showing us something, I suppose, you know what I'm saying? But I like basics. You know what I'm saying? Stick to what works, you know what I'm saying? You know, run power, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to do a lot of exotics, but if you feel you got to do some big directions here and there, but when it ain't working, go back to what was working. So I like the fact they implemented the running game early, and they implemented a lot more than what we used to see in the past. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the coaching staff for them for, you know, giving us some running plays, some positive runs. Even though my man had a not so good of a day on the run, but they were positive yards. Shout out to Chase Brown. He did get in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Noah Fant, new addition to the Bengals, tight end. Showed out, got in the end zone. And those are only 2 first half scores as far as like touchdowns. I'm saying got an Evan McPherson field goal. I think it was from 40 plus. So money making his kicks. You know what I'm saying? We need that. But for me, you know, like I said, the defense was tackling, you know what I'm saying? They was definitely making, you know what I'm saying, getting a lot of open field tackles, something they struggled in, a lot of whiffs. You've seen a few here and there, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to point out the positives for the simple fact that they gave the offense back the ball, man. Like, again, from turnovers, you know what I'm saying, and then just getting off the field, you know what I'm saying, getting off the field on 4th down. So, definitely my game ball goes to the defense today, you know what I'm saying, for winning us this game and not giving up, you know what I'm saying, when again in the past, when they out there as much as they are, see the defense, nah man, the offense got to sustain drives and get them guys a breather, you know what I'm saying, so that's what it do. I know people going to be upset about their fantasy, especially if they got Bengal players, you know what I'm saying, T. Higgins or Chase didn't do much today, Jamar Chase that is. Didn't do much on the fantasy. Of course, Burrow, I think he just threw over like over 100 and something yards. You know what I'm saying, under 150, over 100. You know what I'm saying, I think at one point I said he had 104 yards. But it was looking bad. You know what I'm saying, because he went into the half under 100. So I can care less. I'm not playing any fantasy. You know what I'm saying, but you know, I know a lot of people gonna be upset, especially if they have any of those key players. They didn't put up much for them, you know what I'm saying, you know, especially if you're not a Bengals fan, you know what I'm saying, you're like, man, fuck them, you know what I'm saying, especially if the person you was going against, you know what I'm saying, had a better output than you did, you know what I'm saying, hey, as a Bengal fan, I don't give a fuck about that fantasy. Shout out to that dub, 1-0, 1-0 in the AFC North, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it, you know what I'm talking about? But that's the Battle of Ohio for you. It was a 104th meeting between the two teams. And Cleveland had their chances, man. They definitely had their chances. They had us on our heels. Again, just to be able to score, they missed an extra point, you know what I'm saying, again, in clutch field goals. They took the lead slightly from us, 16-14, you know what I'm saying. Then Money came in, hit the 40-plus field goal, give us the lead, and then it was up to the defense, you know what I'm saying. And man, they did their thing late. Offense stalled late, and but I guess we're trying to write off that the Browns got our number, you know what I'm saying? Because if I am mistaken, now in the last 6 games, the Bengals have won 5 of those. So we got the first meeting of Battle of Ohio out. Bengals win 17-16 over the Browns. Gonna enjoy this. Jacksonville coming into the jungle next week for the orange out. And shit, let's get it. Let's go 2-0. Who they all day, every day. Especially on game day. We up through. Blessings.